10 years ago, in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Eberonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for their invasion of Liberal, so began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days' War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Heckin Gate. In what seemed like a scant moments, all of Liberal became occupied territory, save for Grand Sal. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire Royal Army. The reinforcements from Calvard were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Grand Sal too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol ships had just been developed and were used to recapture Liberals' checkpoints, serving the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from Leicester Fortress. Cease, Bruin, Bose, Roland. With their supply lines severed, the Eberonian forces occupied each regions were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan for a counteroffensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterwards, with the intercession of the Bracers Guild and the Septon Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all the world. Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempt to hold back the counteroffensive. What followed, I am sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of the Bracer, all to stay with the only one he had left, you. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Estelle. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he lost was in service of his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so, I am sorry, Estelle, I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You've protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberal in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart, and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person, now more than ever, Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. I thank you. I am grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius' absence, I know of no apology that could ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it has held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua. If the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liberal, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty. Right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that letter in the package, and we've been running all around creation ever since. It feels to us like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, and just like Mom and Dad, I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle. It seems she was right about you. Huh? I too am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracers Guild. Your Majesty? My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracers Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Among them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Aha! So the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, this coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunham was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean towards the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention the memory of the invasion by a large power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a concession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with his passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. This was all staged so that Liberal would become a strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. That finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Liberal became a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Horrible weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted. So the Colonel wants a man in power because having 2 women in power shows signs of weakness, and he doesn't want the country to be attacked again, and he wants it to be restored and feared and powerful so that everyone fears them like they're this almighty nation that won the war all of a sudden because they're big and powerful when they're really not. That's his whole plan. In a nutshell. And no doubt contracting Jagger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant request that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for his country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations, to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, it makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demands that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. So he's holding the princess hostage until she agrees to let her nephew be king. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Wow. What a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool. Did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah. I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside of Bracer's jurisdiction. Well, first things first. We do whatever we can. Right. But you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Whoa, is it really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Let's get out of here before we raise any suspicion they come looking around. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair. But please relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies, I don't think we've ever got your names. May we ask them? I am Dorothy. That's a very modern name. Pardon my saying so, but it just doesn't sound right for you. Ain't that the truth? And how about you, miss? You can call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Oh, right. We're with the Special Ops. My name is... I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, at least not from us. Eep, please, be safe on your way home. Phew, that was a close one. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Or they ask any more information. Oh, that's too far. We have to go this way. Hilda, you work here. You don't know where you're going? Well, aren't you Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining in the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I kind of lost all my confidence there. What's all this noise about? Uh-oh. Oh, Duke Dunnan. This is Lady of the Court. Hey, you maids. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires, whom I'm introducing. This is Dorothy, and that's Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Did he recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we've run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come now, Philip. Enough with the staring. Ha ha ha. It's quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all. Please, pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. My eyes were playing tricks on me, it seems. I am dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. Oh, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself. You know, now that I stop and look, I must say that you both are quite lovely. You, with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. As for you, I personally think you'd look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I'm honored. Yes. Dorothy, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening. Oh, Duke. I don't think that's in my job description. Your Grace. Ew, I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best served for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten. I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for some fun then. Your Grace, please, no more of this. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this knowing full well that I may be reprimanded, but I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. Wait, can the Duke not get it up? As you wish, Your Grace. Your room is right over here. Whoa! Oh, right, Dorothy. You just let me know if you have any problems, anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. Ha. Thank you very much. Ha. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please, set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I am truly sorry. Madame and young Mrs., I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally? Yes, ever since we were children, though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Please. I'd like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Oh, right. Back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see, Estelle, he was talking about his dick. Can I say that? Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of tea, and my gentleman should never request it in polite company. Huh? Come closer. Hilda whispers something in Estelle's ear. He wants to get in bed with you. How did you not know that? Now, do you understand? Yes. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we'd have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you. I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Oh, are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going? Let's go save the princess. Are we allowed to leave now? Or, should we, wait till morning? I think we have to spend the night here yet. It might be kind of odd if we just leave. Let's go back to our room. What, might I inquire, are you doing at this late hour? Oh boy. Captain Emelitha. Hee, good evening. I realize that you've been invited here, but don't you think it is a bit late for you kids to be out walking around? Please pardon us. We've simply never been in a castle like this, and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. Kitchen, Maids Quarters, administrative room, royal guard room, cellar. We were in the kitchen. Oh, that's strange. I was making my rounds through there, and I never saw you. Well, come, let's not waste time on games. Actually, I have received reports of you going in and out of the Maids Quarters several times. Do you not think it is a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? What? You don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have the facts is a little cruel? Ha. I'll take that as a compliment. So, what business have you in the Maids' Quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well, we